this one, and unfortunately, the Bears not able to run through the tape. But that said, come on in. This is the final Bears post-game live of the season, brought to you by United Airlines. Cole Wright alongside this man right here, Tom Waddle. And Tom, they were in it until they weren't. A disappointing finish, but a thrilling season, no doubt about it.
Yeah, you don't mind if I call my cardiologist, do you, to start? Yeah. I mean, listen, I've said all week long, if you let this team hang around, usually you're going to pay for it. You give them an inch, they take a mile, you crack that door open a little bit, they kick it off the hinges. We've seen so many fantastic things from this team this year. They just weren't able to make the plays when they needed it at the very end.
And unfortunately, you let a team like the Los Angeles Rams hang around. What's going to happen? A veteran like Matthew Stafford, he's going to put his fingerprints on a ball game.
Yeah, and I think if you just, you look briefly at the stat sheet, you see that they turned it over 0 times. We turned it over 3 times.
You can't do that.
And you can. And one of the things that has propelled us to such a great season this year here in Chicago has been, A, taking care of the football, B, taking the ball away from the opponent. Today, that was not the formula, and ultimately it cost them.
Yeah, minimizing mistakes. Caleb Williams with his first 3-interception game, but it was also Caleb Williams that kept these boys in the contest. That throw late in the game, I mean, unbelievable.
It's like it's expected in some ways, though, isn't it? I've said a bunch this week, too. Like, this whole season has tested the boundaries of my football imagination. Just when you think he can't pull off another miraculous play, he does this. I don't know how many guys in the league could actually, backpedaling, get enough on the football to get that into the end zone. Like, I have no idea. His vision is unparalleled. His arm strength is as good as there is in the league. And Cole Kmet is where he needs to be, and it's just an unbelievable play, and it seems like we say that each and every weekend with this quarterback.
And that's what I was going to ask you, the ability for Caleb Williams to turn his back to all those intended receivers and then turn around, pick up Cole Kmet downfield and go in the opposite direction. And for him to get that strike to him, I mean, remarkable.
Well, he violates rule number 1 of being a quarterback, especially when you've been flushed from the pocket. Don't ever turn your back to the defense. But we've seen all season long, like, he's just in a different category, and you really can't compare him to the average quarterback. So just a remarkable job, again, on 4th down.
Yeah.
It's not like this was a first down throw. This was, you make this play or else we're going home, and he extended this game in dramatic fashion. But, I'm sure we'll convalesce here for a while based on this loss. But I thought all season long, Cole, they were a little bit ahead of schedule. I had them winning more games than losing, but I certainly didn't have them advancing to the NFC divisional playoff game. I am just so convinced that this is something that's going to last.
It's the unit.
Yeah, and you've got the quarterback, you've got the coach. So to me, that means you've got a very, very, very bright future. So, these guys this one will hurt for a while, but I think if you're a Chicago Bears fan, you think it's been a great season, and the future has never been brighter.
Yeah, and you have a first-round draft pick like Colston Loveland. However, he's banged up. He leaves the ball game. And Cole Kmet, he had to answer a big-time call right there. How huge was that for him to answer that call?
Well, it's been, it's always been next man up. I mean, whether it's Luther Burden filling in for DJ Moore, or it's DJ Moore filling in for Roma Dunze or Zacchaeus, that's been one of the other great things about this team. Everyone's pulling on the same end of the rope. There aren't a whole lot of guys griping on inside that locker room. If your number's not called this week, it'll be called next week. And when it's your turn to step up and make a play, usually these guys have done just that.
Yeah, a team, they're really defined by how good are your backups and your third-string players. And the Bears, everyone on the 53-man roster, they are all pulling that rope in the same direction. They won the time of possession battle. However, they lost the turnover battle, and that led ultimately to a defeat. A 3-point loss to the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams, they're moving on to the NFC title tilt. We're going to hear from all the usual suspects, as usual, right here on the official Bears Postgame Live. 20-17, the Bears, they fall, but as Tom said, they had their quarterback, they had their coach, and all the pieces of the winning puzzle, they're firmly in place. More next right here on the official Bears Postgame Live. The official Bears Postgame Live is brought to you by United Airlines. Bears Postgame Live brought to you by United Airlines. And a disappointing and deflating loss, especially after the way this one went back and forth. The defense trading blows, but ultimately it was the turnover battle that was the undoing for these Chicago Bears. But we did see a huge play late in the game. Caleb Williams to Cole Kmet, and that's getting us to our privileged and memorable moment. Jeff Joniak, take it away. If there was anyone out there in the football world that was questioning the arm strength of Caleb Williams after we saw him throw that touchdown to DJ Moore in Green Bay into the wind, how about this one? Turns his back to the defense, then he's backpedaling and still throws it 47 air yards for a 14-yard touchdown to Cole Kmet.
When we put this one away in a week or so, we should sit down and have a vote as to which one of these miraculous throws was
the best. Yeah.
And I could still make a case for the 4th and 8 that he completed to Roman Dunze last week.
Absolutely.
In the win over the Packers. But again, you never quit on a play. That's why, you know, you have a scramble drill as a wide receiver. You just never, especially with this young man, you know, behind the center, you just never give up on a play because that young man is going to make something happen more times than not. But, you know, kudos to Cole Kmet. You know, there were a lot of people out there. I think that the Rams defensive backs were all asking for an offensive pass interference, and it was not. I mean, there was some hand fighting there, but he didn't do any more pushing off than Durant did. So keep that play alive and always keep your head on a swivel because that young man right there, 18, is going to make it happen.
Absolutely, and this is purely aesthetic. But looking at Cole Kmet over the last, I don't know, say 10 weeks, have you noticed maybe an uptick in some of his physical production? He looks like he's a little more shredded in the bicep region.
Yeah, I think Cole's always been built very, very well. Maybe he's hanging and bagging in the weight room.
Come on now.
As he's getting closer and closer to the end of the season. But he looks great. He looks great and makes a great play as well. All of these guys, it's been such a joy watching this team play this year, and I'm obviously very disappointed that they're not advancing to the NFC title game, but so many great things to kind of draw from. That offensive line, look, they kicked Joe Thuney out to left tackle.
That's right. That's right.
You know, and
Jordan McFadden.
Jordan McFadden, who had played 3 offensive snaps the last 2 years.
Not 3 games.
3 snaps offensively in the last 2 years, and they fill him in at left guard. And I thought he held his own. I thought Chris Collinsworth did a really good job pointing out that, you know, that he did a nice job, all things considered. So offensive line had a really good season as well.
You know, they're playing the music. That means it's time for us to get the commercial break in favor of the Rams. 14 plays, 91 yards, shoot up 6 minutes and 2 seconds of clock, leading to that score right there, 20-17. The Rams out on top of the Chicago Bears. But Cole Kmet, we saw him, and he gave Bears fans from sea to shining sea tons of hope. And right now, he's catching up with the media. Locker room scrum. Let's listen in.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, you know, it's just a lot of work and a lot of time that we put in, going all the way back to April, and with one goal in mind. And you know, when you don't get to that, it really sucks. And I mean, this was such a great team to be part of this year, and it just sucks it had to end.
What was the message then?
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of him getting into what he felt and about the team, and kind of echoing what I just said there about all the work that we put in. And you know, and look, the fact of the matter is like, this is a week-to-week, year-to-year league, and the locker room's going to look a lot different next year. That's just how the NFL works, and there's going to be coaches that leave for other opportunities, or there's going to be players that leave either due to contract deals or whatever it might happen. And but this was just a really special team to be part of, and I think we all felt like, you know, this could be a team that, you know, we could go win a Super Bowl.
What was the roller coaster of emotions just scoring that touchdown? You guys feel like you're going to do this again, right?
Yeah.
Come back and then it all comes to such an abrupt end.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how, I guess this is how it works. I mean, we kind of did what we did all season long there, and we just came up short in the end. That was all.
What do you think about, I know you said there will be changes, but the core of this team, with Caleb coming back,
sure, yeah,
and a lot to build off from this season, I'm sure.
Yeah, I understand, but like the work we put in is for this year, not for next year. Next year's, I mean, when we take our time off here and you reset and the team of what it's going to be next year settles in for itself, it starts all over again, and it's 0-0, and it's going to be twice as hard to get to this point, you know. And you can't take for granted the opportunities you get in this league to get to this chance and to have an opportunity to go to the NFC Championship game, and then who knows from there. But yeah, to just think that it's just going to happen again, that's very wishful thinking, very wishful. And you know, we play in a tough division, and you know, I know we won the division, but we also went 2-4 in the division this year, and those teams are going to come back hungry, and it's just that much harder. And so that's why it hurts when you have the opportunity now, and you just come up a little short. It stinks because there's a lot of work that has to be done to get to this point.
A couple more.
It just felt like a pop fly in center field. Yeah, and a lot of those DBs have a tough time tracking. I don't know what happened to the guy kind of guarding me a little bit, but yeah, it just felt like a